So it's been a little while since I've last created video on this channel. When I say a little while, it's been a few months. And while I've been super busy with game dev, I figured I'd give this channel a little bit more love and start actually talking a bit about what I'm doing and showing you the process of some of my work. So I hope you enjoy watching this little time lapse I have today, and I'm gonna go on basically a little bit of a ramble, if that's okay with you. If it's not, then turn off the volume like now. Today I was planning on talking about a different topic, something I'll leave for another time now, I guess. But my morning reminded me of something important that I want to talk about instead. That is the value of bringing intention into our lives. I hope you enjoy what I have to say while I show the process of creating a little pixel art building for the snow village in my game. Let me preface this by saying I hate long distance running. It's not my strong suit, nor will it ever be. However, in the last couple of months, I started trying Couch to 5k for like the third time in my life. Today, I tried to go for a run in intervals. 5 minutes running, 2 minutes walking for 4 intervals. A little more than I'd done before, but shouldn't have been a bother, except for the fact that I had a cold recently, so I hadn't gone for a run in 2 weeks, and the cold weather had started to arrive. Not only did I forget to start tracking my run until 4 minutes in, but I couldn't even deal with the first full 5 minutes. It was like I'd never even improved my stamina at all. I kept stopping, then changing the intervals mid-run, but I felt so dejected by the whole experience until I started to consider why I had actually started running. My original intention with running was to build up the stamina for an 8k obstacle course run I'll be doing next week. I knew I had built stamina for sure, as I can run short distances now without getting too tired too quickly. But then I got distracted along the way and caught up with the idea of being able to run a full 5k without stopping, even though when I looked at the statistics for my runs, I wasn't going much faster running 8 minutes and walking 5 minutes than when I was running 90 seconds and walking for 2 minutes. That's when I realised my intention wasn't simply to build up the stamina for the run, it was to not get left behind. And I quickly realised that because of how fast a walker I am, it didn't matter that I can't run for 5 minutes straight. It's not a race after all, it's a run. And I can only run as fast and as much as I can before having to take a break, and that's okay. So to celebrate my realization that I can only do my best and there's no point in getting down over feeling like I've regressed, poetry unintentional, I bought cheesecake on my way home, of course. Intention is something I value a lot in life, even if it's not something that I always check in with myself on. I think so often we're drifting around in autopilot mode, we don't really stop to consider the whys behind the thing we're doing. Then one day we end up in a life we didn't really sign up for without knowing how we got there. Or sometimes we're still running with old intentions that we don't really resonate with anymore, and it's time to reassess what our new values are and how to implement them. If there's a life decision that you've been struggling with, try thinking of what your intent for the outcome of that decision is, and what the best decision you can make with that intent is. It's easy to think of things as black and white at times, as if there's right or wrong decisions, but sometimes things aren't so simple. Even from when we reach adulthood and we're supposed to choose what we want to spend our lives doing, we don't necessarily have to make the right decisions straight away. We just have to make decisions with the right intent, and we'll end up in the right place in the end. I went to college to become a science teacher because I thought I could help people to love learning. Interestingly, computational physics, my only programming related module, was the only thing I did any good in my final year. In the end, I became disillusioned with the education system, but I never stopped wanting to help people be their best in some kind of way. I started making more art when I was going through a difficult part in my life. And eventually, when I came to a better place, I tied my love of art with my love of programming and decided I wanted to make games that could help someone who might need it feel the joy that I had felt when I played old JRPGs during some difficult times in my life. Maybe in another video I'll talk about my biggest inspiration for that, Final Fantasy IX. Things we create have intent behind them, always. When I used to paint oil paintings and tried to make a living from it for a little while, the intention behind the art didn't really resonate with me strongly enough to stick with anything. I was creating art out of hurt and grief, and I thought maybe others might feel the same kind of hurt and resonate. But really, I wanted to be able to spread joy to these people. I just wasn't in a joyful enough place to know how I could yet. Because I love video games and the way a lot of them make me feel, I know the feeling I want others to have when they play my video games. Joy, whimsy, nostalgia. I never had that kind of clarity with art of what feeling I want to give others, so it's nice to know what my intention is with what I'm creating now. Of course, intent doesn't always have to be about big life decisions or creating something. Sometimes you can just bring intentions into conversations and interactions, thinking about what kind of person you would like to be in that interaction. Now, I know some people might call something like that fake, but bringing empathy and kindness into all aspects of our lives, for example, is something that takes energy and work. It's bringing the intention to be our kindest selves as much as we can. So, if you could choose what kind of person you could be today, what would you choose, and how can you bring that intention into the way you live your life today? So I hope you've enjoyed me rambling on and watching me create this little pixel art building. And I'm going to be making a little series of this, so there's going to be a few different pixel art buildings for the Snow Village, and I'm going to show how I put it together at the end. So let me know if you like this series and you want to see more of it. So thanks for watching.